Hey y'all, it's Kaylin and welcome back to Food for Your Soul. So it's November, it's Family Health History Month. We know there are some diseases out there that are hereditary, which means that they're just in your DNA. You can't do anything about it. Now, there also are some genes and DNA that may be turned on due to your lifestyle and the things that you're putting into your body or even the environments around you. We all know that you are raised by your environment. So say if everybody in your family loves them a good pork chop or loves them some pasta, these things can actually be feeding disease in your body. No, I'm not saying that those things are feeding disease in your body. It is different for everybody, but it's just an example. The key is just to be proactive and preventative. When you know better, you can do better. And when you do know better, you may want to change your lifestyle. So for example, like if you get the BRCA gene, which is the breast cancer gene, you may want to get everything off in order to not get that disease. How can you learn what is going on with your body, the genes and the DNA that's in your body? So the first thing that you can do is just to ask your family. The holidays are coming up. When you're sitting there at the dinner table, just ask your family about their health history. Ask those hard questions. And when you do this, you may see patterns in your pedigree, patterns in your family history that may raise some concerns. Now, there also are 2 DNA tests out there on the market that you can take now. So these are Ancestry and 23andMe. So I actually did the Ancestry test and it's very simple. They give you a little kit and they give you a tube and you just spit into the tube to a certain line, shake it up, mail it back, and it takes about 6 weeks for the process to happen, and you get your results. This is more so for origin and family connections. It's not so much about your genes and DNA. So I actually found, if y'all wanted to know, I actually found that most of my ancestors are from Cameroon, Togo, I think there's some Native American in there, English, Ireland in there, very low percentages, but obviously mainly from Africa. Now, if you do the 23andMe genetic testing, they have these 3 extra things that you can buy along with the test that actually may be interesting and can help you. So the first thing was the carrier status health reports. So these basically tell you if you are a carrier of a gene. So when you're a carrier, you may not actually show symptoms of the disease itself, but you may pass it on to your kin. It's a possibility that you can pass it on to your family and your legacy. The second thing is the genetic health risk reports. So these basically tell you if you have any generic variants that are associated with an increased risk for a certain health condition. So it's basically telling you if you have any genes in your body that can be turned on or activated, like I said before, that can activate it into a certain condition or disease. The third thing is wellness reports. So these basically tell you how your DNA influences your caffeine consumption or your muscle type or lactose digestion, things of that nature that have to do with your body. So now we're gonna go into some did you know facts. These are some key features of your family health history that should raise some concern. So when you are going and asking those questions with your family, when you see these patterns, this should tell you, okay, this is something serious. This is something that I should take a deeper look in. So the first thing is that if the disease occurs at an earlier age of onset, so this is between 10 and 20 years old. The second thing is that if the disease is within more than one relative. So if your aunt and your sister has this disease, or if your mom and your auntie have this disease, you should look at it with a bigger concern. Third thing is if the disease does not usually affect a certain gender. So this is basically, for example, if a man gets breast cancer. If you watch my first episode, you know that the fact was that 1 in 1,000 men get breast cancer, so it is a rare thing. So if this is something that runs in your family, it's something that should be of concern. Fourth thing is that if there are certain combinations of diseases that come together, they're onset at the same time and they come in combination. This is things like if your mom and grandma both got breast cancer and ovarian cancer, or your uncle and your dad both got heart disease and diabetes and they come together, this is something that you should look at with a greater concern as well. So the challenge today is to go and ask 5 of your family members about their health history. Go and ask those hard questions, and if those key features do pop up and you see patterns, that's something that you should consider going to see a genetic counselor or going to see your primary care physician, because the goal is to be preventative and proactive. So when you do know better, you can do better. So please know better and do better. So I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.